G'day, my fellow Whovians! Has it not been a crazy day today? If you're not aware, The Power of the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker's swan song, and the final journey for the 13th Doctor herself premiered this morning at around 6:30ish a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. Now, over here in Australia, it was a bit wonky. We didn't seem to get it on the iView app, at least, which is the Australian equivalent of the BBC iPlayer, for what seemed like about an hour that it was delayed. And also the post-episode trailer that was attached to the British broadcast, as I'm led to believe, was not tethered to the Australian one either. However, when it did arrive here down under, oh boy, was it big. Now, I had so many things to say about this. For starters, this was just one massive emotional roller coaster. I went from just absolutely enjoying the pure entertainment I was getting to laughing my ass off quite a lot when the Rasputin dance came on. Come on. I know I should have expected it because it's Doctor Who and Doctor Who's camp, and when you have the Master posing as Rasputin, it's more than likely there's going to be a Boney M. Rasputin reference at least thrown in there, but it was actually quite well tolerated story-wise, and I actually really enjoyed it, and especially with that Cyberman and the Dalek turning and acknowledging each other, giving an air of, what the fuck is going on? That had me quite relieved comedically, which is something we haven't really been pleasured with the Chibnall era really at all. I don't think we've been human enough with Doctor Who in the past 4 or 5 years, and it's really good to have that comedic relief thrown in there for good measure. But I went from that and enjoying the entertainment and the action to going from those comedic highs to shedding some quite sizable fragments of tears at not only the returning cast, but the sentiments they were sharing, like the interactions between Tegan and the Doctor and Ace and the Doctor, and even the returning cast at the end of the special was quite heartwarming, and there's just so many moments in this episode that I wanted to feel a bit more emotional about, but I was genuinely quite moved by, and that's saying something for the Chibnall era, because I really haven't been as moved as I should have been. So I think The Power of the Doctor really had me emotionally invested in all the characters that we got, and all the characters that we followed for so long. Even Vinda and Dan, who only came in flux, I really felt something's pulling my heartstrings with them, even if Vinda just felt like a tag along. But we got some faces that I just literally wasn't expecting, like Graham. I did anticipate the Fugitive Doctor being here, so it was cool that we did get the cameo there. Vinda himself, I did not expect Vinda to come back. I don't exactly know why he did come back. I'm quite sure we did see him in the trailer, but I'm still unsure as to exactly his purpose here. It wasn't a massive help story-wise, but it's a welcome addition, I guess. Kate Stewart, a pleasure as always. Her interactions with Tegan did feel a little bit misplaced and a bit iffy, but I still enjoyed them nonetheless. But I think out of the returning cast, Ace was the really hard-hitting one for me, with Doctor Who Season 24 being my undisputed favourite season of classic Doctor Who, and the 7th Doctor's era, and the 7th Doctor himself, Sylvester, being my favourite Doctor of them all, next to Peter Capaldi and Tennant. It meant so much to see those two faces meet once again and just share that moment. It's like I was trying to fill Sylvester's sentences whenever I saw him on screen, and I did quite a good job of it, if I might say so myself. When he was talking to Ace in the volcano, I was just trying to finish his sentences and as soon as she said, we good, I knew he was going to say, we're more than good. And when that where Ace came out, oh god, dude, it hit me like a truck. But yeah, there were just so many heart-warming moments in this that I just really wasn't expecting. And, the whole time, the story was building up to Jodie's big farewell, and whilst at the start I was kind of eager to see her go in a way, because, we've been with her for so long, and it's kind of felt like it's such a slowly trudged journey. When we got to the end, I was starting to scream, "No, don't go, Jodie!" Even if this has been one of my least favorite eras of all time, I've come around to it in a way, and just realizing that this is our final goodbye, it really hits hard no matter which Doctor it is. And that's just something that it kind of dawned on me at the end, like, oh no, she's gonna go. And even Sacha Dhawan as our great master, that I'd argue has been our best master to date, or my favorite master to date. I was just sitting there going, no, I don't want you to go. And then he goes. It's not always the end of the world. We know with multi-Doctor stories and anniversaries and specials that there's more than an ample chance that both of them will return in the future. But just knowing that we have to say goodbye and let go of those characters and those people who have represented those characters and embodied them for so long, it's a pain in the gut. It's a kick in the gut. And that, it does suck, but at the same time, simultaneously, concomitantly, it is just a natural progression in all shows, but especially Doctor Who, and that's just something we've got to come to terms with, and I'm beginning to do that now. I do feel like, however, Yaz and the Doctor's relationship and their goodbye was not handled well at all. It was rushed, and I definitely felt Chibnall's inner voice pushing out in those last scripts where he's saying no matter how our journey was, it was us, and no one else can do that, it was us. Or something along those lines. I could really feel him coming out in those lines. But other than that, I really feel like just ditching their whole feelings that they had for each other and just having the Doctor say, I think I should do this part alone, and then just not coming back for the Doctor, at least to our knowledge, on screen, just felt like a real inappropriate way to handle something that's been building up for literally years now. And I feel really bad for all those Thasmin enjoyers who were really wanting something to happen, and nothing did because there was maybe like something with the BBC cranking down on the time that we got for this special, or the writing was a little bit lazy to the end. But overall, I think the episode was quite enjoyable. But oh boy, that ending was not what I was expecting. Now, we didn't exactly know which Doctor we were going to get first, whether it would be Ncuti or David, but we knew that one of them was coming before the other. So when Jodie started regenerating, I was just sitting there and I was just counting down the seconds, thinking, gambling with myself in my head that, oh, this is going to be David, no, this is going to be Ncuti. And when we got to that big reveal, oh boy, it was mental. Now, I apologize for the audio quality and the my voice. I am quite sick, and I am walking around just holding a phone recording this audio because I'm a bit too lazy to really sit down and do something with it properly. But mental isn't a word I use, right? Very often at all, if at all. So I really mean it when I say it. It took me by surprise, and in the best way possible. Now the hype train had already taken my ticket, and then that train ride became an express one, because I ventured back over to the BBC Doctor Who Instagram page, where I'd seen spoilers being pasted left, right, and centre onto that very page, while I was struggling to find the broadcast this morning, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And I navigated to the trailer, or the teaser trailer, for the 60th anniversary, which will be broadcasting next year. And it took me away again. I watched that whole thing 4 times over, and every time I said, wow, 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 the whole time. And every time Ncuti appeared at the end, I screamed Ncuti at the top of my lungs. Absolutely gobsmacked, which is another word I don't use, that Ncuti would be in the 60th anniversary alongside David Tennant in some capacity, in one way or another, when we believed that we would only be getting David for the set period of time, and then moved on to Ncuti. Now, it is confirmed on an official article of some sorts that I've heard that RTD says that David Tennant is the 14th Doctor and Ncuti is the 15th Doctor, and therein all our suspicions that this was a degeneration of some sorts, which is my theory that is still pervading to this moment, or that it was some sort of one-off, instantly rendered futile and just downright wrong if that is the case, but that is our reality. And not only that, but we won't be getting this adventure in the 60th anniversary until the 60th anniversary, which obviously is November 23rd, 2023, which is 1 year and 29 days from the point, roughly, which is hard to swallow. Now, we're no stranger as Doctor Who fans to massive gaps in between content. I mean, the longest we've gone, not me personally, I wasn't born until the revival itself, but the revival era between the wilderness years at the end of the 1996 Doctor Who movie and the 2005 revival under RTD, we are no stranger to waiting for extended periods of time for new Doctor Who content. However, it seems like a big smack in the face after waiting quite a while for some form of substantial Doctor Who content, and now having to wait nearly a year and a half-ish, not really, just a little over a year and a month, I'm just grossly exaggerating here, but waiting such a long period of time again for another season-ish, just a 3-episode special of Doctor Who. However, I have heard that Ncuti will be taking over as the 15th Doctor straight after the 60th anniversary concludes in the festive season, which I assume is Christmas, the Yuletide season, which means that we shouldn't be going any longer between those two runs anyway. So yeah, it's a bittersweet symphony, it's a bittersweet sonata, but it is what it is, and we'll just have to wait, keep our hopes high, keep the hype train running, and maybe, who knows, we'll get some little filler content on the sides until then. Maybe we'll get some shorts or some more teasers in between that hype us up a little bit more, but we already know we're getting Neil Patrick Harris as the Celestial Toymaker, and possibly Beat the Meep, and some other classic Doctor Who villains from the extended Doctor Who universe as well, with Beat the Meep coming from the comics, which is always great to see. Now, I will be likely posting some theory videos which are far more edited and genuine videos, unlike this one, which is me just ranting into the phone's built-in microphone and not really going over and editing anything and just mumbling. But I will be bringing those out because I really want to have a crack at really theorizing what we're going to be getting in the near future, in exactly a year's time. Who knows where I'll be at that point. I'll be in a completely different world. Life will be different. School will be over. It'll be like a new me, a new you, new all of us, and a new 2 Doctors. So let's see that. Let's see what time has in store for us and what time will gift onto us in the meantime. This is Who Catalog, and thank you for watching this video.